Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to another episode of Wisdom Moments on K24 with me, C.J Atemo. I hope that as you've been following on these episodes and just following on the wisdom that is being released, that you are getting inspired and motivated, transformed, you're getting empowered, equipped for life, and making better decisions as well. So remember to follow me as well on C.J Atemo on every platform on social media. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook as well, C.J Atemo. We're coming to you again from the 67 Airport Hotel that is along Mombasa Road, just a few kilometers, let's say 6 kilometers from the airport, 7 minutes drive, hoping that it will even become shorter once the expressway is done. And it's a place where you'll find great ambience, you'll find great cuisine. You know, we're sitting up nearly in the reception area. The rooms are good, the rooms are affordable. You've got the pool side, you've got the barbecue area, you have restaurants around, and even meeting rooms for conferences. And so if you want to have team building, if you want to have a conference, you would just come in, check it out, bring in your friends, your family over the weekends as well, and have a great time over here. Well, today I want to talk about something that, you see, we talk about so much, and that is change. We talk about change and the need for change, and we want change, and mostly when we're talking about things like national politics, or we're talking about our personal lives, we talk about the desire and the need for change. But sometimes we do not ask ourselves, why do we fear change? Why is change so difficult? So I'm going to start talking to us about why change is not easy. Why change is not easy. Generally, change, that word just means to make something different, to make it new. It's either to make something different or to make it new. And the very definition of that word brings in the challenge in itself, because when you are used to doing things in a certain way, whether at a personal level or an organizational level, leave alone even at the national level, but if you're used to doing things in a certain way and you have built that rhythm and you have done that for quite a while, trying to go a different way poses quite a number of challenges. And if you're a team leader, then I will be talking to you about that right now, because the first thing that causes change to become difficult to implement is the fear of change. The fear of change. When we talk about the fear of change, it is the fear that is attendant to the people who will ask themselves, what does that change mean to them? How will they be affected? Everybody loves continuity, especially where they have had a sense of stability. So if you are talking about change coming, for example, if you have a new manager coming into an office, if you have a new leader, if you have a new coach, if you have somebody else just coming in and taking over, the first thing that people will have is a sense of fear. As much as there may be hope, people will have a sense of fear. Why? They want to know, what does that mean to them? Will they be victims of change? Because every change has its casualties. There are things that will be cut off. There are people that will be cut off. There are people who will no longer fit into the new way of doing things, because remember, change is making things either different or new. So people begin to try to size themselves with, am I going to survive the change? And it makes that change then not become as quickly and easily embraced as they would want, or as you would want, because they fear it. To handle the fear of change, communication must be done consistently, continuously, and concisely. That the people need to understand what the change means to them, how they will be affected by it, and what role they will play in it. Fear normally comes from lack of knowledge or the lack of understanding of how things will go. It is based mostly on ignorance of how the future will hold. When the people get to know how that change is going to affect them, they get a bit prepared for it. Whether the person will be a victim of change or they're going to, actually enjoy the fact that there was a change because they become a beneficiary of it, the preparation to that change will help to alleviate the fears that they would have. So if you want to have change coming in any area of your life, and especially if you're a team leader, do not let the change become a mysterious thing. You have to communicate it, because people fear change. They begin to ask themselves, will we survive? If we are getting somebody new, will he sack us? Will he need me? If we are moving into a new neighborhood, even when you're just parenting your children, moving to the new neighborhood, will we lose our friends? Will we make friends there? Will we find friends there? How will the ecosystem receive us? There are all these questions that people have. That's why it's important that people process the thought of change to the point where they actually have that change. It is important. Otherwise, there will be the fear. And sometimes what you would think to be rebellion is actually fear. Sometimes what you think is resistance is actually fear. Because people try to hold on. Anytime they feel that they're endangered, they try to hold on to whatever they have. If you will have effective change, therefore, you have to break the fear of change. That means that somebody needs to see the benefit of it. They need to see why things are going to be done in the way that they're being done. Why things have got to move from how they have been done. What will be the end goal of it? Where are you at as you're making that change or as you're making that decision? You may be somebody, you may be an HR, and I know that's very difficult for them sometimes when they have to communicate to their employees, rather, that there's going to be, a retrenching of people, and you're going to have to let go of certain people. But sometimes, if you would just explain that to the people, instead of them finding letters on their desks, it would be a bit easier. Well, somebody may say, that's easier to say than to do. But the truth is, most of the time, what hurts people is them not having closure, not having understood why certain decisions have been made without their input. So whether you're raising a family or you're raising an organization or leading an organization rather, or you're leading a whole constituency or leading a whole nation, for you to bring change, that change has got to be owned by the people that you lead. And that means that you have to communicate to them so that they don't fear it. They do not see themselves as going to be the victims. Those who see themselves as going to be the victims of change will always resist the change. It may mean to them that they're going to get less money, less opportunities. It may mean that they're not going to be traveling as they were traveling. Somebody may interpret the change as, so we're going to lose the per diem. So that means that they don't really want that to happen because they're looking at the sense of loss. Maybe if we begin to focus on the gains that come with that change, then the people will easily embrace it because nobody loves to lose. It's like when you're trying to get into a journey to live a better, healthier life, we shouldn't just talk about the thing like weight loss. And I am not an expert in that area, but we shouldn't just focus on the thing like the weight loss. Loss, by all means, is something that nobody wants to talk about and nobody wants to have. If you probably talk about the gains that the person is going to have, that you're going to gain a healthier heart and gain a healthier breathing, respiratory system, and you're going to gain the ability to walk and move without having too much pain and discomfort, and you're going to gain the ability to sleep well in the night. If we probably focus on the gains, then the fear of what is the loss may be dealt with, and somebody then may probably easily embrace the change. But most times, when change is mismanaged, there is a fear of change, and people don't want it because they do not know what it will represent to them. So if you're a leader, if you're a captain, if you're a coach, if you're a parent, don't just use change as this secret weapon that you come with and one day you tell everybody things have changed in this place, and use that as a sense of power, because you're going to need these people to work through that change with you. It is good for them to understand it. It is good for their fears to be addressed, which may mean that you may have sessions with them and talk with them and take the questions from them, even at a parental level. Take the questions from them and allay those fears. You may not agree on everything, but at least you will have done your part in trying to just allay the fears that people have for change. Because when people are afraid, change is not easy to effect. I hope that this has been helpful to you today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to follow on every social media platform. It's C.J Atemo. And until the next time tomorrow, it has been Wisdom Moments on K24 with C.J Atemo.